Alright, so this is the episode 2 or game analysis number 2 of Mikhail Tal series. In this game, we will see once again the insanity of Mikhail Tal in terms of creating attack and looking for the opportunity. And one of the good lessons that we will learn from this game of Mikhail Tal is how he first developed his pieces, gathering pieces, and creating an attack. So let's see. So e4 for Mikhail Tal playing with the white piece, and his opponent Alexei Zutin, c5 Sicilian defense, very famous against e4 knight f3 e6. This is French variation of Sicilian defense. d4 capture, knight takes d4 a6, can variation, bishop to d3, the idea of bishop to d3, and we know Mikhail Tal, he loves pressuring the h7, of course the king side, and obviously the black would go castling king side in this kind of opening, because if you will castling queen side here, if you're black, that would be a little bit awkward and problem because the king is already exposed here on the save file. So Sicilian 99.9% with castling king side. So bishop to d3, knight to e7, knight c3, developing piece, protecting the e4, knight c6, knight to b3, avoiding the trade. If you want to attack or your playing style is to attack, make sure to avoid exchange or trade pieces. The less piece on the board or the less pieces on the board, the less opportunity for you to attack or to find an attack. So you have to avoid this kind of trade. So knight b3, knight to g6, castling immediately. As you can see, 3 minor pieces are out, and the black is still gathering pieces here. b5, bishop to e3, 4 minor pieces, e6, f4, and Mikhail Tal is ready now to execute his plan. Bishop to e7, queen h5, just imagine the formation. 2 knights, 2 bishops are out, queen, rooks are connected. What will you do? Mikhail Tal was able to set the mood in his plan, so you have to stop it. Bishop f6, rook d1. Of course, rook d1 is the best way to pressure the d file where the queen is. Bishop takes c3, b takes c3, queen c7, and rook d2. The idea, of course, if given a chance to go rook f2, pressuring the f file, or we call it battery. Knight c to e7, because f5 is coming, so that is called you have to anticipate the idea of the queen h5, the bishop d3, the e4, the rook d2 going here, and of course f5 is coming. So knight c to e7, knight d4 by Mikhail Tal. f5 is the critical moment here for white. So bishop to d7, f5, no need to wait, just f5, capture, capture. So knight to e5, that is force where you gotta put your knight. And here, Mikhail has begun his own style. You may pause the video to analyze it more. What was the next move of Mikhail Tal? And I think you got the idea because it's Mikhail Tal, knight to e6, attacking the queen, attacking the g7 pawn. The engine suggestion is just move away. Queen takes c3, just let white to capture the g7, just to make sure this king will go here and have at least safe space and square. Unfortunately, his opponent captured bishop takes e6 after f takes e6, hoping after the open there's a g6 attacking the queen. Okay, I can defend you well because your queen is under attack, but it's Mikhail Tal. Anyway, once again, pause the video. What Mikhail Tal did here to force black to resign. In 3, 2, 1, queen takes e5, and after of d takes e5, e takes f7, resign. Obviously, If the king will go here, it's move checkmate using the bishop. If the king will try to gonna go out, for example, here, king to d7, there's a bishop f5 check, king to c6, bishop e4, and knight to d5, bishop takes d5, king d6, bishop takes a8. Let's say I gonna attack this one, bishop g5, king f8, bishop h6, king e7. You can now go for a queen, capture, and then bishop takes f8. What black would do in this kind of position. That's the reason why after all, e takes f7, resign.